Welcome back to Jewish Baseball More Than a Game. I am your co-host, Danny, along with my other co-host, Miles. And today is going to be a little bit different of an episode. It is not going to have anything to do with baseball whatsoever. Today, we are going to actually focus on the news that has been all over, and that is that all the living hostages have been returned to Israel. And I first want to say welcome home to those who have been away for 738 days. That is, for all of you listening, 2 years, 1 week, and a day. And that is 2 weeks, 1 year, and a day too long away from their loved ones, their family, and, just kind of sitting with that. And I do want to recognize that the hostages and the others who will not be coming home, I think that they also need to be brought up because I don't even know what to say. I'm going to get emotional, but I'm going to hand it off to Miles. But I just wanted to say I am really glad that the living hostages are home, safe, and Miles, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, yeah. We'll take any victory that we can get, right? And I've seen the videos of them coming out the buses and greeting their families, greeting their loved ones. It's such a tragedy what happened a few years ago, and my heart still go out to the families whose loved ones didn't return. And yeah. This is an emotional day. This is a big day. I love being Jewish and love seeing our entire community come together and hold hands and just celebrate this moment and remember this feeling. And go from there. I don't know, man. I couldn't even imagine, and nor do I want to, what some of these people went through during their time as hostages. There's things that they saw that they can't unsee, and they gotta deal with it for the rest of their lives and cope with it. And it's just so sad. But luckily, they're coming home to their families. They have the biggest support system in the world, and um, just hope.
Absolutely. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what all these hostages have gone through, like you said. And, I just hope also that there are some mental health counselors, crisis hotlines, anything that they need when they're ready, because, seeing these videos of them reunite with their family, they brought a tear to my eye today. I was crying on my way to work this morning, just kind of thinking about it. And while I
Yeah,
was at work in my car before, and I was crying tears of joy and also sadness because it is so great to see that the hostages that are home, and it's so great to see the joy that it brings the Jewish community because we persevere through hate, we
yeah,
persevere through getting targeted at, and that is the one thing that I love about the Jewish people. But at the end of the day, too, it's also hard and heavy because just imagine people who have like their family were taken hostage and they're not coming home.
yeah,
That to me also just is that silent, it's always in the back of my head.
yeah.
Even when I see these videos, I'm like, wow, like these, like, I think it was 7 hostages today, came home and hugged their families. And, I was fortunate enough to see one of the hostages speak. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to, want
Mhm.
to keep him private. But, like he came back, but his whole family was dead. Like that's just it's horrible and terrible. And this whole thing is really been eye-opening for me, really been eye-opening for us, I think,
Yeah,
as two Jewish men, seeing what can go on in this world, how it can be such a cruel, cruel world that we live in.
yeah, yeah. It's there's that bittersweet aspect to it because while their physical lives weren't taken, a lot of emotional lives were taken. Families were ripped apart and killed, and then you have people coming back home to no family, and it's tragic, man. It's tragic, and one of the best things that we can do is just pray that nothing like this ever happens again. We pray for continuous strong leadership. We just pray that Israel stays protected and we protect each other and look out for each other. This is just it's bittersweet. It's bittersweet, and really, yeah, I've been thinking about this is 2 years of these people's lives that were taken away. So now here they are going back into the world, and now they have to readjust and reestablish themselves in their society and move forward the best they can. That's tough, man. That's gonna be a challenge in itself. I love our community. I love who I am. I love who we are. Just like I said earlier, just praying for more days like this, more positive days. And I know that we're coming together as a community because we are so much stronger together than individually.
Absolutely. And, that's the one thing that we are as people, we're resilient. We have each other's backs. And, and I am, again, just over the moon that the hostages are home. The war is ending after just 2 long years of just
Yeah.
the worst imaginable pain. There's not been a day go by where I don't think about the hostages that are
Hmm.
alive and are, no longer with us. But I will say one thing, and that is no matter what, no matter where, no matter, what we're doing, those who did not make it home, hostages, soldiers, they're always with us. They
Yeah.
always are. And they've been an inspiration to me. I know, that they've been an inspiration to you. And it's emotional stuff because it just hits so
Yeah.
close to home. Now the war's over and it's like one of those things where now you're just kind of in this gray area of reflecting, kind of taking it all in, like what actually transpired October 7th, what
Yeah.
really happened, and how it changed Judaism, anti-Semitism. Like the landscape has changed forever.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I found myself over the past few years, and Danny, I texted you about this, where like I get a little bit, I'm still a little bit hesitant to post certain things, right? I'm still a little bit, I don't, it's not that I don't want to ruffle feathers, but I've already received enough hate on social media. Specifically, that's why my account is private. Just from being a Jewish black guy, right? And so seeing everything that's like transpired over the years, and seeing the anti-Semitism heighten. I mean, I'm a big dude, but I'm not exactly trying to put myself out. I'm not trying to put myself in harm's way either, and that kind of frustrates me. I'm a very outgoing person. I'm very proud of who I am. But when I feel like my life is, if I put myself in harm's way in terms of putting my life on the line a little bit, then I do kind of I have a little bit of pause in what I do, and as time goes on, I know that will get better. I know that I'll have more courage with certain things. But yeah, the anti-Semitism and the hate. I mean, come on, man. This is what are we doing? What?
And I think, it's a good point too. Like we started this platform to spread love and to
Yeah,
spread how great it is to be Jewish. And we're going to continue to
yeah,
do it because that's what we do and we love it. And
yeah.
but we also, like I also want to use this platform that we were so grateful to have and build to talk about the hard stuff, to talk about things that maybe people are afraid. And, like you said, when we first started this, I was like, all right, what kind of backlash are we going to get? What kind of
Hmm.
comments? And you know something? I don't care.
No,
I don't care anymore. That part of me is gone. That part of me is last year me or 2 years ago me
no,
because it's so much more important now and more than ever right now to inspire the youth in
yeah,
the Jewish community. Tell them it's okay to be Jewish. Never shy away from it because it is truly one of the biggest blessings in my life.
yeah,
Like look at all that's happened to us.
yeah,
Like the Jews have been through the most targeted hatred, terrorists, whether it's attacks, whether it's the Holocaust, whether it's October 7th, whether it's just like here, like you said, even if it's over the internet. Like we have been through so much, but yet we stick together and we just spread love. And that's what we're going to keep doing.
yep.
And
X.
regardless of the damn backlash, I don't care. You don't like me because I'm Jewish? Okay, don't like me. You don't like me because I'm pro-Israel? Okay, don't like me. I'm so sick and tired of being worried. Oh, hey, what if I say I
Hmm.
might be called a Zionist or a dirty Zionist? Like, I don't care.
Hmm.
You know what? If you feel the need to go out of your way to call me those things, and same thing to you, Miles, like if they need to feel the DM you, like they're the loser. They're the ones
Yeah,
who really need to look internally and really sit and self-reflect and maybe open their eyes because you know what, I would love to have conversation with people but sometimes you just can't and that's okay.
yeah,
But you know what, I'm just done hiding. I'm done saying, oh, I'm scared. I'm not scared anymore. You know what, I'm Jewish. I'm proud of it. I love it.
yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. Right there with you. And as time goes on, I'm gonna make sure to apply a lot of what you said. And it's interesting because I wasn't exactly scared of it in the past. And I think everything you said was so powerful. Like I'm very proud of being Jewish. I'm very proud of who I am. And it's just such a big, baseball and being Jewish are like my two biggest identities. These are two biggest things that Miles is proud of within how he grew up, right? And we have this amazing platform, this amazing podcast that we've done. And so yeah, it's interesting because I was very naive to a lot of things when I was younger, and then I forgot when it was, Danny. Maybe it was like 4 or 5 years ago. I posted something and received one of the most hateful DMs I've ever seen in my entire life. And that was my moment where I was like, oh, okay, that was a defining moment. That was a defining moment for me. And so, you know, unpacking that and getting over certain things like that and just putting stuff out there, just like I put anything with baseball out there, that's what I'm hoping to improve on over the years. But I think the heightened anti-Semitism that we've seen over the year hasn't spooked me, but I've just been more cautious for sure, more cautious than I want to be. I know that, throughout our friendship and everything that we do and Maddie and Z, that's gonna improve over time. But for those who are listening, I am so Jewish. Listen to me. I'm so Jewish. I am so proud of it. There's no change in that. So that's what I gotta say.
I love it. And also, like, the hostages are home. It's Simchat Torah, which means, the
Yeah.
rejoicing of the rejoicing of the Torah. And, it is just such a symbolic thing. And the numbers 738, 738 days. I saw a tweet today, 7 plus 3 plus 8 is 18, and that's high, and so we will dance again. We are dancing again.
Yeah.
And you know what, no matter where, no matter who, the hostages who are alive and the hostages who are no longer with us, the soldiers, every Israeli, every Jew who was lost, they're going to be with us every single step of the way. And I intend to keep it that way for as long as I live. And I'm going to live my life as an unapologetic Jew because of the sacrifices that were made.
Hey man, yeah, I think we dropped the mic on that one. You said it word for word, brother. You said it word for word, and we're gonna continue to celebrate and dance and go from there, man. So happy everyone's home.
Me too, absolutely. Well, thank you to the listeners for listening to us. I know this is not our typical episode, but we needed to come on and just tell you that the hostages are home, the war is ending, and from here on out, Miles and I are going to be unapologetically Jewish. We encourage you to do the same. And with that being said, I'm Yisrael Chai.